Okay, so who said this, and when did they say it? Let me see if I can get the accent right. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
I got it.
Okay, Althea.
I know it's John Kennedy.
Right.
Don't know when.
Anybody want to hazard a guess as to when? Ordination.
John? Not ordination, but his
inauguration.
Signing inauguration, right?
Right. That's it. So the reason that is so memorable is that it is a well-used literary device. It's a special form of putting words together called a chiasm. And it comes from the Greek letter chi, which, if you remember, is shaped in the shape of, it's the letter X. And a chiasm is a way of arranging words so that they go in and out from each other. I'm going to show you a diagram of that in a minute. But basically, I'd like to tell people it's like, I call it a literary sandwich. You've got your bread and you've got your filling. And so what is in the middle is the beef. So for JFK, when he said that, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, you are the beef. He's basically saying, it's up to you. And this kind of way of speaking is ancient. It goes back to the Hebrew scriptures, if not before, and it's still used today. And the chiasms are all over the Bible. And well, I thought I had that. Here we are. And here is a picture of what we're talking about. If you look at the parts that I put in yellow, you can see that the first line is if you love me, and the last line ends with love me. And the second is keep, and the second to the last is keep, and then it's my commandments, and then if you go down, the third to the last is my commandments, and then you go up and you've got the Father, and you go down here and you've got the Father, and so on. And that's how a chiasm works, and you can see why you've got this kind of a shape like an X. And then the important piece is, he said, where's the beef? And the beef in this particular passage of the Bible is, I will not leave you orphaned. Now, orphans were very important in the Bible, especially in the Hebrew scriptures. The orphans, the widows, and the foreigners in the land were the groups that were set aside for special care and for a special attention to justice, because they were such vulnerable groups. Just one example would be from chapter 24 of the book of Deuteronomy. You shall not deprive a resident alien or an orphan of justice. You shall not take a widow's garment in pledge. But passages about orphans and widows and resident aliens are just all over the Hebrew scriptures, because those groups and orphans were literally, they were the sheep without a shepherd, the group that Jesus was so concerned about throughout his ministry. And so to those helpless sheep without a shepherd, he is promising that they will not be left that way after he departs from this world. He promises them that there will be another advocate. I will send you another advocate. So if it's another advocate, we can assume that the original advocate was Jesus himself, and that now he is going to send another one. And this Greek word for advocate is paraclete. You may hear that word a lot because people use it when talking about the Holy Spirit, which is what Jesus is talking about in this passage. A paraclete in Greek, it means to call alongside. A paraclete is someone that is called to be with you, to walk alongside you and to help you. And the Latin word the word that we've translated it into, which is advocate, that comes from the Latin, and that is ad, which is to, and vocate, which is call. So we're not just talking about a lawyer here. We are talking about someone that you can call to your side to be with you. So if this were How to Be a Millionaire, this would be call a friend. But now we have unlimited calls. And Jesus tells us that this advocate is the Spirit of truth, and that it resides in us and that it is with us. Now, before I got religion, or maybe I should say before I got religion for the second time, I told everybody that I had a guardian angel. I was aware that there was some spirit that was at my side, that there was some spirit that came to my aid all kinds of times. And I told everybody that I had this guardian angel. But the problem was I never knew when she would show up. And then around that time, I took a course, a seminar with Social Security on how to deal with alcoholics in the workplace. And the teacher who taught that course said, you can always tell when you have an employee who is an alcoholic, because you will find her to be the very best employee you have ever had when she shows up. And I said, aha, my guardian angel must be an alcoholic. But you see, now that I know Jesus, I know what bar she hangs out in. I know how to find her. And the name of that bar is prayer. I call her through prayer. But here's the funny thing. She gives me the words for the prayer. She prays with me and for me. And because I know Jesus, I know that my advocate abides in me and is at my side forever. Even at times when I feel like a motherless child or even a fatherless child. Even at times that I feel like one who cannot help herself. Actually, especially when I know that I can't help myself. Because Jesus has not left me orphaned. Amen.